Hello everyone, this is Sensuous One, and I just want to come on today and share a few projects that I've been working on. These will be for my entry for the Shabbylicious design team call. Lele has a shop on Zibbit that I will leave a link in the description box below. If you haven't already checked her out, you definitely need to check her out. So this here is my first domino book that I've ever made. So I don't know, it may have some flaws, it may have some, I don't know, but this is my first one. So the front of this domino book has some flowers here. The camera's going to be acting funny now. Okay, all the flowers on the front you see came from Lele's shop, including this one. And every time I move, my camera's going to try to focus. Basically all of them you see. And I love the little top one here. These are three flowers that came attached, and behind that I layered some little leaves. Let me see if I can pull it out real quick and show you. Let's see, without making too much ruckus. Let me see. I have all my little doodads in this bag. The leaves are so adorable, and I only have one of that orange flower, so I don't have another one to show you, but I'll show you the two that I used. This is the leaf that I used here, and there's two of them, and they're layered behind that flower, and behind that I used one of these to make the back of the domino book look finished, and I'll show you that when I turn it around. Otherwise you would have just saw the two flowers that I crisscrossed, so I added that one flower in the back to make it look finished. And this here is some music sheet paper that is also in Lele's shop, and this is just some trim here from my stash. I'm running low on my supplies from her shop, so but I try to use up what I had. And this is some trim here, and then these untie. Let me untie real quick. Otherwise the camera's going to keep trying to focus. And of course it's not going to want to untie for me. Alright. So this side. And I used some more of the same music sheet paper on the inside. Oh, and I put little feet on the bottom. These were some little doodad pieces in my stash. I just put those on as feet. And the paper, I used the Prima Almanac collection to cut out the little images, and I layered that with the music sheet paper from Lele's shop. So that's the inside of my book. And then it just closes back up, and I will tie this later. So this is my first piece. I'll just share with you guys my first domino book. And then I'm going to have to move you for 1 second. Okay. Sorry, I had to put a different angle because the next thing I have is a little bit bigger than that domino book. I made my very first Tussie Mussy. And this beautiful piece here is a napkin from Lele's shop. And I put that on some chipboard. And I layered a piece of, well, first I painted around the napkin like a grayish and pink. You see some pink popping through here. And then I layered this piece of silvery lace, and then I started to trim it out. So this trim here is from Lele's shop, as well as this one here. This was white, and I didn't want the white on white, so I added some used my Copic markers and made some parts of it gray and pink to coordinate with the napkin. Added some flat back pearls over here. And on the top, this is, these two pieces here are trim from her shop. This is the pinkish color, and this one's like a grayish. And I add some pearl trim around there. And some more lace over here. And then I go with the top part. The top, I made it into like a bouquet, and all of these beautiful pink and white flowers came from Lele's shop. So I have a foam ball down in there. I put some white rosettes around the bottom, and then I layered all the flowers inside of there and added a few pearls. You see a pink one here and a white one here, just as a little touch. And I added this ribbon as the top piece. So this is my beautiful Tussie Mussie. Looking out so pretty. This is my first one. And then on the bottom, I just made this dangle. This little metal filigree piece here is on top of, I can barely see it, but this little clear flower piece is layered. And my tassel is running through that. Both those pieces are from Lele's shop. And I used some pearl strands and some seam binding. And on one of these pieces of ribbon, which you see here, these little flower doodads came from Lele's shop, and I just added them to the ribbon as a little touch of something on here, and added some flat back pearls to the center of them. So this is my tassel on the bottom, and then my Tussie Mussie. So I don't know if I'm gonna gift this, or I don't know, or I'm gonna hang it. But I think it came out really, really pretty, and I love it so much. I love the way these flowers look. They're so shabby. Okay, so that was another project. And then I also did this one here. I didn't have a lot of things left from her shop, so I made this one for someone special, and I just want to share it before I send it off. But these are just some trims from my stash, and some bead pearl trim here, and I used this pink boa to make like a hanger, and the front was gessoed, and I used some this is that mesh that comes off of the back of tiles when you buy tiles, and I just put it on here as a texture background and used some pinks and whites. Added the little name. This was raw wood. I used some pink Recollections glitter, and I put the Dimensional Magic on top of that. This flower here is from Lele's shop, as well as this one and this pink one over here and this white one. The rest of these came from my stash, just to kind of, you know, fill it in. I use some different elements, as you can see, in my clusters. I think this came out so pretty. The person I'm sending it to loves like shabby chic and pinks and whites. And then this is a little cabochon piece that I had in my stash. This little bow was red, painted it green, and added some bling stones to it. And then the back is just finished off with some pink and cream stripe paper. The camera's not going to pick it up. It's going to focus on. But I did that one. And then the very last piece that I did, this had been sitting in my stash forever. I had all the pieces and I just had to put it together. So this is what I came up with. It's a shadow box, and I had this little crib and this little shelf piece in my stash, and I had this box, and I knew what I wanted to do, but I just never got a chance to do it. And my lighting is not all that great right now. So, okay. This is a little lamb that I had gotten from, I believe, Hobby Lobby. And you can see down here, I added this little floor. These are some, like acrylic, they're like gem pieces. Got these from Michael's a while back. But I put them down to resemble a floor. Painted the crib. This is some material that I had gotten from Marilyn G. And I used that to hang, like, make it look like a blanket. And I put a piece of that same material inside the crib. I'm just going to pick it up really good. Use some designer paper in the background for the wallpaper. I fussy cut this out of a paper pad. I don't remember which one, but it was like out of my scraps to make like a little picture. And I folded some different materials right here to make like little blankets on the shelf. And this little cute piece here, I got from Emma Hicks on Facebook, and added some of the flowers inside of there from Lele shop. And that's going to focus. And the back of the wall is also trimmed out with some laces. This lace here is from Lele shop. I'm just going to pick that up really well or not. That's a shadow. Okay, there we go. So those in here are from Lele shop, and as well as the flowers that are inside of this little bobble piece up here. And this piece that I have going across the blankets, that's also from Lele shop as well. And then you see the trim of the outside of the frame. All the trim you see except for the pearls are from Lele shop. Right here. Those are all from her shop. And this white had like this little white piece here in the middle had little tassel pieces hanging off of it, and I'll show you what it looked like before I actually cut it up to make it fit on the frame. So that's my little shabby chic baby girl shadow box. And let's see, I had a piece of, okay, this is the trim, the white trim I was talking about, and it has this little piece on the bottom here. So if you imagine it like that, I cut the bottom pieces off and I used that section there to trim out the edges of the frame. So these are my little shabby chic items I want to share with Lele. Most of them are going to be gifts, so I wanted to go ahead and get this done so I can get these packaged up. So I have my little shadow box there, my Tussie Mussy, and I think I'm going to give this to someone. Yeah. And my domino book, which is over there, and then my little name sign. So I had a lot of fun making all these things, and I love like designing and shabby chic and using flowers and just making things look pretty. Well, I thank you all for watching. Really hope you enjoyed all of my little shabby chicness, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.